United Fan TV, 2-1 loss to Inter Miami. We've essentially possibly traded places with Inter Miami on the table as well. Not the best look indeed. And yeah, defense probably let us down tonight. First goal in the first 2 minutes. What were your thoughts?
I mean, looking at the starting lineup at the beginning of the game, I still don't really feel like our full form best four guys are starting in 100% back there. During the beginning of the season, Meza was really a rock for us, and it's a little frustrating to see him still on the bench. I'd like to see him get an opportunity to start. And I think though that Glassy's recognized that this is kind of an issue, and I think that's a big reason why Jeff Larinowitz started tonight. You've mentioned it before on the channel, AJ. Leadership on the field is important right now, and having a guy like him who's going to be disciplined and not drag himself too far forward is important. On that first goal, Anton steps up to contest the ball, and we're not able to really recover and fill that space quick enough. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that now this seems like kind of a trend of getting down early and having to kind of pull ourselves back up after going down quick.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, conceding the first goal usually doesn't spell for a really good game. I mean, yeah, some teams can fight back from it, but a team lacking confidence might be suffering from the ability to be able to, really fight back all the way and maybe get the 3 points. But, in this match, when you see maybe a Breck Shea who didn't score for us and then score the essentially eventual game winner, it's not going to feel good, right?
Yeah, it's not going to feel good. I mean, Miami brought Breck Shea in to fill a specific role on that team. They're a high-pressing team. And, when you've got the height advantage that Miami did in this game, you're going to put balls into the back post. And he was able to get on one of them. I, for one, was really impressed with John Gallagher tonight, his versatility on the field, being able to get stuck in on tackles and stretch the lines. The goal that he had was a classy touch, and he knew what to do with it and went near post and got us back into the game. And to me, this isn't 2018. Like, we're not the MLS Cup champion. We're not, in contention to set records for the Supporters Shield this season. And we're going to get there. I really do believe it. And to me, the difference tonight is I think we're starting to see a little more fight from the players. Obviously, there's a little bit of that head down kind of frustration. I mean, the refs, I don't want to blame anything on the refs because I think that's kind of a loser's mentality, but this isn't the first time now that this has happened. I think there was some frustration, but at the end of the day, the guys that were on the field fought hard. When Remedi's legs were gone, they made the substitution. But every person that was out there was working. I didn't see anyone who looked like they just weren't putting in any effort.
So what do you boil it down to at the end of the day for the result that we got tonight in terms of, no result, 0 points?
Yeah. I mean, I think in terms of the result, you got to look at the high-end quality on the team. At the end of the day, we have 0 designated players on the field. And Miami has a guy in Pizarro who I thought, despite not creating a goal, he creates a lot of problems. And I thought tonight was a huge opportunity for someone like Rossetto to come in and really show his quality. And I thought he did his touch on the ball, other than Barco. I mean, the guy can dribble out of a phone booth. And he has the real quality to find spaces between the lines, make the smart pass. I haven't seen the statistics yet, but I'm sure when we go back and look, his pass completion percentage is going to be very high. And I was impressed with him. I thought, for a TAM level player, he sat in the central attacking midfield role really well tonight.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, the percentage isn't maybe the end all be all, but maybe the lack of the help perhaps in in and around him tonight also is, where you have to put a lot of pressure on him when he's not, you're not relying on him to be the game-changing player. He's supposed to be a piece in the team that will, help us build and create goals. So, once you take out one more player that's, making a ton of money in that sense where they are, more talented players on the team, it obviously becomes more pressure on every single player it trickles down to. Now,
and look at the triangle, right? Look at the midfield triangle to start the game. I mean, Pizarro's got Matuidi and Ulloa behind him.
Yeah.
I mean, we have Winowitz, who's sitting behind the center backs half the game, and I asking Remedi to be a box-to-box player and a bulldog, breaking up balls in transition for 90 minutes is a lot. It's a lot to ask a player like Eric Remedi. So, I mean, you just look at the quality on the field. Like, we don't have 3 DPs on the field right now. We don't have a guy like Ezekiel Barco who can just create something from nothing, really. We've got Jake Mulroney starting the game. Now, I was a little disappointed with his performance tonight. It's the second start now that he's had where, he's getting spaces on the wings and they're begging him to push him to the touch line. And he doesn't look like he has the confidence to go at people in space. And I think really that's where those designated player spots are important. Those are the people on the field that can take people one-on-one and create goals. Because Adam John, he's a serviceable role player, but he's not Joseph Martinez. And, he worked his butt off tonight and put in a really physical game. He created a lot of space for other players. But, this is the third game now that Cubo Torres has had an opportunity within 3 yards of the goal line and has, headed it straight into the ground. We need players that can create something offensively. We need designated players here that can contribute. And if Barco is going to continue to have injuries, and does anyone even really know what's going on with him at this point? Do you?
I mean, it's essentially, the mystery injury of, him feeling something in his leg before in training before this match. So, they are being very kind of coy and waiting till the last minute, which understandably for opposition, that's good. But I think transparency probably is lacking from the team at this juncture. That it's frustrating fans, and I think it's rightly so.
I mean, he's our guy right now. This is his opportunity. He came over here to use Atlanta as a platform to make it to a big name in Europe. He's got an opportunity to take a leadership role on the team, and I really do feel like he has a future. He can get us. We can grow. He can grow with the team. We don't have to just dump all of our players and totally rebuild. But we need players. We need players who are going to take that air of responsibility and do whatever it takes to get a goal. I will say too that it's been really fun this season. I know we're not having the results, but just seeing George Bello develop as a player over the last few starts has been encouraging to me. He's really been given the reins to get up and down the lines, and I think he's improving every single game, which is what you want to see in a young player like that.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, there's still glimmers of hope within these games. It's not all doom and gloom, but obviously there needs to be improvement within the continuity of the team for sure, and the confidence definitely. So, what's your confidence level though going into Wednesday against FC Dallas?
Not very confident. I don't know if you've been watching FC Dallas at all. They're a team that's on fire right now.
Flying high, yeah.
They're one of the hottest teams in the league, and at this point, we need to stop the bleeding. And if that's, I hate to say it, but if that's a 0-0 or a 1-1 draw, then I would honestly be happy with that. The season's not over, but we need something that we can build on. And I'd like to see a little bit of a different lineup on Wednesday. I'd really like to see some of the players that we brought in, the dynamic, speedy players, guys like Jurgen Damm. Let's get them on the field. and tell them to just run wild. I mean, in the first half in this game, Miles Robinson was playing some good diagonal balls that were asking questions, and we've got the speed on this team to get behind people. And I think, at this point, we've got nothing to lose. So if you're on the field, you're playing for your spot next season.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, Jurgen Damm is a little bit injured, I think, at the moment with the hamstring injury. The extent of that, not known, but we still have very pacey players on this team that can do the job, and so it's just a matter of if they can get on the pitch, if they can start. Hopefully, maybe they do what you're talking about. But appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thanks for that. I appreciate it. Long time watcher. I feel really honored to be on the show, and yeah, you guys are doing a great thing here. Atlanta United's about more than just wins and losses. It's about a community, and you guys are a big part of that community. So thank you.
I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you. You can't see me right now, but I'm giving some props, and but thank you so much, man. Have a great night.